Hey, welcome back to Pleasant Field as senior night has come to a close. The Clayton Comets go down to the West Johnston Wildcats in 1-1 in the series to close out the Greater News 3A 6-3, the final score. Wesley Outland back here with you, Fox Sports, MAV TV, and CRN. We now have the coacher interviews with both winning coach and, of course, Coach Brandon Eleska of the Comets getting their thoughts on this game tonight and, of course, the game also going into the road to the playoffs. So first we caught up with head coach Josh Bosco of the West Johnston Wildcats, and this was his thoughts as we continue the Unforgettables post-game wrap-up. Hey, we're back here on the field with the Unforgettables post-game show on the CRN Sports Network. We're going to talk now to Coach Josh Bosco of the West Johnston Wildcats. Now, Brandon Eleska and the Comets came on the road Tuesday night in Benson, and they got a win on your home turf, 5-4 in extra innings. You returned the favor, 6-3 in 8 innings, and split the series up 1-1 going into the final play of the Greater News 3A to decide where you go to the state playoffs.
Yeah, I was really happy, with the outcome tonight, and 2 great baseball games. Hats off to both of these kids. Clayton has a lot of good players. Coach Lusk does a great job with them over here, and I was just really happy that we competed, and we talked about the 3rd inning through the 5th inning, because when you lose a late game like that, it's easy to point to one play here or there, but in baseball, the situation changes after every pitch. It's a new situation, and you got to keep with it. So it was nice after we did some things that didn't capitalize on Tuesday to come and capitalize on Thursday, and that's the beauty about baseball. You get another shot. It's always like there's another day to play, and we feel really blessed for that. And my senior group and the pitching tonight and defense, bench energy, all in all, we were all in the boat, and we were going in the right direction. So.
Coach, some of the people I talk with said they don't really like the new bracketing of playing the same team in the same week. When I was here at Clayton, we played this team, and then a month later we played them again, or 2 months later we played them again. What is your thoughts of playing the same team in the same series, conference play, and, of course, where do you think you're going to rack up going into the state playoffs?
Okay, so meaningful, you look at meaningful baseball games throughout all levels of competition. College, when you get to the College World Series, the teams are playing series. The Major League, outside the one-game wild card, they're in series. And in high school, pitching-wise, it makes you develop a bullpen. I think it prepares our conference better for state playoffs because you're going to be facing pitchers and different types of pitchers. It's not just going to be guys that are just pumping smoke all the time. We have developed a lot of pitchers in this conference that could pitch well. So we're happy about that, and I know we should get the 1 seed. That was for the conference championship this game, so no one could catch us in the Greater News right now. We were able to get the championship tonight, but that means we should be in the top 10 or so in the state playoffs and have one home game and hopefully handle business at the house.
A great job. Congratulations here winning on the road.
Thank you, sir.
There you go. That's Coach, again, Coach Bosco, winning coach for the West Johnston Wildcats. We'll grab a word with our head coach of the Comets, Brandon Lusk, in a moment here on the Unforgettables pregame wrap-up. So, again, for Coach Brandon Lusk, they'll go down and wait and decide where they'll go Saturday in the bracket if they do make it into the quest for a 3A state title for the North Carolina High School Athletic Association Varsity Baseball Championships. Clayton Comets will sit and wait. I got those thoughts with Coach Brandon Lusk. Thoughts on the game, thoughts on the series in the final week of the play for the Greater News 3A Conference. And, of course, as it stands with this win, it is now official where for Josh Bosco and the West Johnston Wildcats, they are the Greater News 3A Conference champions for the baseball program. So congratulations to them. They will, of course, get the number 1 seed in their conference bracket, and you can rest assured the Wildcats will be going to the playoffs. Now, for Coach Brandon Lusk and the Comets, their thoughts were, are we going to the playoffs or not? Here's his thoughts of the game and a wild one here on senior night at Clayton as we continue the Unforgettables pregame wrap-up on the CRN Sports Network. Hey, we're back here on the CRN Sports Network, Unforgettables pregame wrap-up. We're here now with the head coach of Brandon Eleska of the Comets. 1-1 in this series in the final week of conference play going into the playoffs. What's your thoughts of the team and tonight's matchup? And do you think it was the pitching duel there at the last couple of innings that took the loss away for Clayton in a great matchup between you guys?
Yeah, it was good pitching, especially early on. Both pitchers had struggles at times. Both pitchers executed pitches and got out of some jams early. Late in the game, their pitchers kept pounding the strike zone. We got in a little bit of trouble and had to make some quick changes on the mound. and didn't really execute at the plate. Our approaches got very passive late. They were aggressive. They hit the ball, and they found holes. And that's what good hitting teams do. Playoffs, now we got to sit and wait. West Johnston knows they're in. We don't. We got to sit and see, and hopefully we get in. I think we get in. We got a shot to play well.
Obviously, that momentum would have been if you would have swept this series, winning Tuesday night and winning tonight. That would have gave you a lot more better raise of resting your head down at night, knowing Saturday afternoon you would be in their spot. But do you think what is it that the state committee looks at in the North Carolina High School Athletic Association for a team like yourself that's obviously not being conference champions, but you've got a pretty good record to try to put you into a bracket when you take 300, 400 plus teams across the state of North Carolina and bracket it into 32?
Well, they're going to take the first and second place team out of the conference, and then it's max preps rankings from there.
You agree with that?
I'm okay with it. I think the first and second, they earn their way in. We're going to prepare as if we're in, and we're going to prepare that way till we find out that we're not or that we are. And then we'll hopefully get a chance to play somewhere next week.
There you go. Well, what do you got to say about your team, though, in closing thoughts of the regular season?
We're a hard bunch when we want to be. We're a hard team to beat. When we come out and play and execute, we have really good pitching. We have guys that can swing the bat up and down the lineup, and when we come out and do it, have good approaches, we can really bang the ball around the ballpark. And we've been pretty good on the base pass, and we continue to do that, we're going to be successful.
Well, just like CRN for softball and for baseball, you guys go on the road, you be at home, we'll follow you the rest of the way. So good luck, Coach Lusk.
Thanks, Wesley. Go Comets.
All right, that's Coach Brandon Lusk again talking about his thoughts of the loss here at senior night. And, of course, for the Clayton Comets, whether it be softball or baseball, of course, the softball Comets got their win over West Johnston here on senior night, so congratulations to the lady softball Comets. And, again, while they lost on the road Tuesday night, we covered that game on the CRN Sports Network. They win here at Clayton. And, of course, while the Clayton varsity men baseball team got a 5-4 win in extra innings on Tuesday at West Johnston and Benson, West Johnston comes back and returns the favor in extra innings here, 6-3, the final score. The question now remains, will they go to the bracket? Will they go to the state playoffs? And, of course, remember to follow our CRN Sports coverage at Community Radio Network on crnsports.org. And, of course, our Twitter and Instagram feeds at CRN Sports to find out if that does happen. And if they do, whether at home or the road, the CRN Sports Network will have you covered. This has been the Unforgettables pregame wrap-up for executive producer Trace Knight. I'm Wesley Outland. Good night. Go Comets. We'll have more coverage, of course, on our social media. Good night from Clayton. And, of course, we'll see if they make the playoff bracket coming up when it's all said and done Saturday for softball and baseball in their quest for a state championship for C-Town. For everybody at the Community Radio Network, for Coach Bennett Jones, Brandon Lusk, of course, Greg Parrish for the softball program, and, of course, all the people that make it happen in Clayton and the community. Awesome senior night. Tough loss, but they'll be optimistic to see if they make it to the state playoffs in baseball and softball.